Hi guys, it's me, the Cape Breton Whiskey Bandit, coming from a hideaway in the Cape Breton lowlands at the foot of the Cape Breton highlands, hid down near Glenora Distillery on Cape Breton Island. Once again, don't bother trying to find me. This place is well guarded, well hid. We got the attack dogs, electric fence, we got it all. Too much whiskey to try to take care of. So on that note, today I want to bring up the top 10 health benefits of drinking single malt whiskey. Now, most people don't realize there's a lot of health benefits to drinking a good quality single malt, but there is. Now, I want to clear something up right away. I've got a list of 10 things. I can't keep track in my head a list of 3 things, let alone 10. Some of this stuff I'll have to read, so my eyes are wandering around. It's because I've got to read this stuff. My wife sends me to the grocery store. If it's over 3 things, I'm coming home with the wrong stuff. That's just the way it is. And if you're younger than me, brace yourself, because that's going to happen to you one day too. So, I didn't know about the benefits of whiskey back when I was younger. If so, my memory would even be better. So let's find out why whiskey is country music's favorite drink, and in the right amounts, why it's good for your health. And we're going to run these things down from 1 to 10. So number 1, we've got warm weather coming up, and single malt whiskey is a weight loss aid. It's only 64 calories in one shot of good single malt. By the way, all the attributes that I'm talking about on whiskey are only attributed to single malt whiskey, because single malt whiskey's number 1 ingredient is barley, different than other grains, and barley's better for you in the whiskey process than all the other grains that are in the market, including corn, rye, all those other things. So the healthiest whiskey is single malt. So it's a good weight loss aid. Like I say, summer's coming up. You guys want to thin yourself out, put away the wine, put away the beer, switch yourself over to a good quality single malt and thin yourself up for the upcoming warm weather. So number 2, a good single malt is also helps with cancer prevention. Now, I really don't know anybody anymore who hasn't been some way or another touched by cancer, but single malt whiskey has a chemical in it called ellagic acid. And ellagic acid is a very powerful antioxidant that brings with it all the advantages of antioxidant. It actually has a lot more antioxidants in it than wine. So put down that wine, put down the beer, swing on over to a good quality single malt. As long as you're not overdoing it, hey, anything that can lower the risk of cancer has got to be a good thing. Who knew? Number 3, stroke prevention. In moderation, of course. Helps thin your blood a little bit. Anything that actually helps thin your blood lowers your risk of stroke. That's got to be another good thing. So number 4, whiskey helps, now everybody all over the world knew this one, whiskey helps destroy stress. And everybody knows that a good shot of whiskey can help mellow you out, get you a little more chilled than you were before you had it. In addition, whiskey also makes a good nightcap that can help you sleep a little bit better. And if you're drinking your whiskey straight, which we call neat, as I do, it'll add to your badass factor. And everybody's always looking up that badass factor just a little bit, right? So if you want to move things up a notch, go to single malt. Now you're moving up on the badass scale. Number 5, it treats the common cold. Now, for years, I used to hear about hot toddies and whatever went in them. Well, I didn't know that it was supposed to be a good quality single malt mixed with some hot water, a little bit of lemon, and some honey. And when you sip on that thing, the whiskey actually acts as a decongestant, and the honey actually helps soothe your throat. And the heat actually helps open your nasal passages somewhat. So you're not feeling good, it's cold related, fire yourself up a hot toddy. Man, the more I learn about this stuff, the more I grow to love it. Number 6, whiskey helps boost digestion. So you can have a shot of this after a big meal, that next big turkey dinner, big steak, barbecue, whatever it is you are. Rather than wash it down with beer or some wine, try washing it down with a shot of good quality whiskey. See if that doesn't help with your indigestion. Science says it does. Who's going to argue with science? Now, it also lowers the risk of dementia. That's number 7 on the list. So 1 to 6 drinks per week, people who drink whiskey 1 to 6 drinks per week actually have lower rates of dementia than folks who don't. One more reason. They just keep piling up. Number 8. Now this doesn't work if you already have diabetes, but if you don't and you'd like to help prevent diabetes, diabetes preventative so I hear, is if you drink whiskey long term, can help regulate your insulin. And if your insulin's all working the way it's supposed to, your odds of getting diabetes go way, way down. So here's to trying to fight diabetes. Now, number 9, it can also help soothe the sore throat. Maybe you don't have a cold, but you just got a sore throat. You can mix whiskey with warm water and honey. You can gargle with it. You can sip it. Who cares as long as you're drinking it? Now, number 10, and this is the most important reason of all, well, everybody you know and all your friends want to start drinking single malt whiskey. In 2010, a study was done by the Research Society on Alcoholism. And I want to read this and make sure this is right, because it says middle-aged and older folks who drank moderate amounts of whiskey live longer. And I will make you a guarantee here today, and I don't make many guarantees or make many recommendations, but we will make you this guarantee, coming straight from the Whisky Bandit. If you have a shot of this stuff every day for 100 years, I do guarantee that you will live to be an old person. So on that note, here's to your health. Cheers. Slàinte. Most importantly, down that right-hand corner, hit subscribe, like, and share. And now you've got a little bit more information to help you live a longer, happier, healthier life, and a few things that you might be able to win yourself a free round of drinks when you're arguing with your buds or you're just betting and trying to one-up them. So one-upping your buds, sipping some good solid whiskey. Hey man, your badass factor just went up by at least two more points. So there you go. Catch you here for our next go round. And on that note, peace out. Oh man, you gotta love this stuff.